Hello, everyone. Welcome out to the Cars, Bars, and Guitars podcast, episode number 39. I'm AJ.
I'm Steve.
Steve, who are we brought to you today by?
The Raspberry Pi Zero W.
Oh?
So I had $24 on eBay after having sold some stuff, and oddly enough had to return one thing that apparently never reached its destination. Well, it never reached me again either, but that pretty well covered the Puyo Puyo Tetris that never arrived. So, rather than buying another copy of this game, that I enjoy Tetris, except when the characters are yelling at me. What? Why does it have characters? Anyway, got rid of that irritating game and instead got the Raspberry Pi Zero kit. So it wound up costing me about $2 in real money. Nice. So that was the thing I showed you last week. That's the size of a pack of chewing gum. Hey, remember chewing gum? That's a lot of fun. And nowadays, there's jaw pain.
Now, somebody will post some ridiculous picture about you have no idea what's going on. It's like a kitchen, and then something blew up in it, and then something's on fire, and then the caption that says, "What it's like to chew 5 gum."
Huh?
Steve, we're also brought to you today by this computer that this finally decided to work.
Yeah.
We were afraid we weren't going to get this episode in today. Steve's computer.
We're still just recording into the phone itself, so I'm going to sound like Brain. Remember that Batman movie? It wasn't good.
Well, Steve, what are we drinking today?
Diet Dr. Pepper? Thanks,
Well-
Cher.
Well, and we already killed.
Oh, yeah, the New Belgium Sunny Day Ballet and the Kugel's grapefruit thingamahoosit.
Yep. And now I've bought us a bottle of Isaac Bowman's straight bourbon whiskey finished in port barrels.
That tastes more like the Pioneer Spirit advertised on the bottle.
Oh, no. Making copies. Well, Steve, it's bourbon. It's finished in port barrels. I've never had it. Cheers.
And I think after this morning, I'm going to need... Yeah, this is kind of perfect.
Oh, wow. That tastes exactly like you would think it would. That's really good.
Yep.
Like I said, I've had the John J. Bowman, same company, small batch, copper distilled, 92 proof, very nice. Exceptional bourbon aged in new charred American white oak barrels for many years and then finished in used port barrels. Would you say it had caramel and spicy notes, elegantly combined with the flavors of jam-like fruit with a smooth finish from resting in the port barrels?
Yeah, about half of it.
I think that's it's from Virginia. Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia, where I drove. I'm such a rebel. I drove from here to Richmond, Virginia, with my radar detector on, the Starry on.
Ooh.
Man, I'm such a wicked fucking.
How long has that been in place? Like, since they've existed? I've always known that's been a thing there and only there.
Basically, yes. I've heard there's a lot of weird laws in Virginia. Never investigated it myself, but I'm just taking their word for it. If you're calling your state the communist wealth of Virginia, then dude, it's probably pretty accurate.
Commonwealth, so everyone's getting the money, or that means no one has the money.
No one has the money.
That would be more apt.
The irony of communism is when they say, "Oh, it's the People's Republic of China." Allegedly.
Yeah.
North Korea is the same way, isn't it?
Some people are more equal than others.
Yes. Did you see the car that Clarkson drove around in China, the Honky? Which it's like $800,000, and it's a horrible fucking car, but it's built for the dictators, and it's like bulletproof all the way around. And he's like, it's a horrible car, but I still want one because it just looks so mean.
Menacing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think if going to have me a Chinese car, it would be a Volvo S90L. Apparently that is the only Chinese-built Volvo right now, and they aimed really high on that one.
Well, yeah, they say a sign of luxury in...
It's a Buick.
Yes.
That's the only reason that company still exists.
Well,
hey, nice Chevy.
It's also a sign of luxury in China. Rear leg space or rear leg room is like the sign of luxury, which is why
For a nation of short people? Oh, the irony.
we're just all about that. Episode 39, brought to you today by irony. Like how the words hyphenated and non-hyphenated are complete opposite. Well, Steve, we had a very good suggestion yesterday about music, and what was the other one? It was music. We had a good music one.
Music and Jeeps.
And Jeeps. Yep. So let's do music. So it's the greatest cover songs of all time. Now,
that we're aware of.
That we are aware of. I have absolutely voiced my displeasure with Hurt from Johnny Cash. I just don't like it. And pardon the mic stand bump. I'm kind of bisecting Steve's face with my... there we go. That's a little bit better. Now I can actually see your... It was weird looking at you and it looking like you had the fucking thing across your eyes like the guy on Star Trek. LeVar Burton. Damn, you're Rainbow or Reading Rainbow. Have you seen Reading Rambo? But I've voiced my displeasure with that. I don't like it. I love the original version of Hurt, but I don't like Johnny Cash's version. So that's not going to get my vote. Are you a fan of it, or are you indifferent?
Indifferent.
Okay.
Didn't mind his version of Rusty Cage.
That was all right. That wasn't bad. It was
that one seemed to slow down better, which is funny considering that's the opener to Road Rash 3DO.
Well, you gave me you gave me the game, or Road Rash is on
that
the pie.
lives on your pie.
I almost said you gave me Road Rash, and then that could have multiple connotations.
Yeah, 3 off your motorcycle. What of it?
Other ones, while we're on the Chris Cornell bandwagon, his cover
Nothing compares to his cover.
That's fantastic cover. That's better than Sinead O'Connor's. And I like Sinead O'Connor's cover of it too. But a lot of folks, for those of you who didn't know, that's a Prince song that Sinead did, and then Chris Cornell did. Chris Cornell's cover of Billie Jean is awesome. And his cover of One from Metallica, but here was the words from One of Metallica with the music of One from U2.
Oh, wow.
And it's great. And I don't understand how you would ever put those two together, but he did it, and it actually sounds like a real song.
Actually sounds like something we would have attempted.
What, like doing a podcast and have 39 episodes already? Silly us.
Getting the wires crossed of 2 songs with the same title.
Well, that's a good idea also. That's a real... Well, I mean, you could do the songs like Black, like that... There's multiple of those songs, but that's going to have to be saved for another episode where we have to,
same song, different song.
Yeah, just you write that down. I have enough stuff to write down with silly titles.
This
and
tiny
such.
notepad doesn't write well, so I won't be able to read this anyway.
How bad is your handwriting? I can't read my own handwriting.
Mine's pretty good if I'm not in a rush. Well, this is rushed because now it looks like I just wrote Samsing/T.he.
I got to send this to Andy. I don't know if he's ever had this one or not, but the Bowman, he's the bourbon guy. We need to go see. We need to have Andy on the podcast and have him bring some bourbon. That one's going to be like the one with Mac was very politics and meme heavy. The one with Mark was very car heavy. Some episodes are... This one would be all bourbon, and we need to probably do that on a day where we both don't have to work the next day. What do you think?
Yeah, how about never? Is never good for you?
Come On Feel the Noise. Much better. That's a cover. Come On Feel the Quiet Riot.
Uh-huh.
That's a cover.
What?
That's a cover. Go ahead. And look up who sang it originally, and then go, okay, I haven't even heard it, and I agree with you. I could have... Stephen Q. Lawrence Nix, I thought, you of all folks.
No. Slade?
Yep. Yep. It's not good. Quiet Riot did that song way more justice than Slade ever did.
In Spotify, I've got one popping up from Oasis.
What?
Third item.
What was the off-brand of Lego? Was it Typo?
Tycho blocks.
I had Tycho blocks. I had Legos, but I also had Tyco blocks. But my Legos came in the cereal, and I have those in the next room, and I'm going to get those if we have to take a pee break, because you're going to love the shit out of those. This is limited edition Legos you could only get if you ate a certain amount of cereal, and you send off the proofs of purchase.
You must have this many diabetes to get it.
Fuck it, I was a kid, man. I ran that shit off.
And still do now.
Now, was Pearl Jam's Last Kiss, was that a cover?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was an earlier tune.
It's 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
You mentioned All Along the Watchtower.
Yep.
Which
so Started Life as a Bob Dylan, and then was later covered by Jimi Hendrix and Dave Matthews. Well, Hendrix wins that one by a long shot.
Yeah, well, Dave Matthews makes music for men who wear the same pair of socks for 4 days straight.
Voluntarily.
Voluntarily. I'm not a. Are you a big Dave fan? I'm
No.
really okay. I like Crash Into Me.
Kaylin is, so I'm trying to be less hateful.
She's not going to listen to this. You can be as
Yeah,
hateful as you want. Hate. We were going to do like
my recent force feeding has been the U2 catalog,
Mm.
and still stand by the everything before 93.
93
judging.
was Octung Baby, right? Or Joshua Tree was 90. Joshua Tree was 87, and then Octung Baby.
Zootopia in 93 for Zooropa, whatever that last decent one was.
A Lotus from the 70s?
Yeah, that too.
Okay. Well, we were going to do cover songs that are better than the originals, but then we just decided greatest covers, which kind of is the same fucking thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Instead of covers you really hate.
Well, I already know what's
Yeah.
number one.
Lenny Kravitz's American Woman.
I like that one, and you can't
Nope.
stand it.
Nope.
But I don't like the I didn't.
You're just racist against Canadians.
That's not a race. Those like people like you're being racist towards Muslims. I'm like, that's not how this works.
I'll be religionist all I want.
Yes, exactly. I'm allowed to do that. I did not realize that Respect was a cover.
By Aretha?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
not by Aretha?
Aretha covered it.
Tainted Love.
Soft Cell and
initially
oh.
by Roberta
Was
Flack?
it?
Yeah, the 60s version of that song is incredible.
Okay, because I love Manson's version too, but I like Manson's music, and then every time I've watched his videos live and such, it's just kind of underwhelming. Yeah. By the way, while we're on Manson, while you're looking that up,
Gloria Jones?
Jones?
Uh-uh.
Me and Gloria.
Gloria Jones.
What? Oh, Blue Monday from Orgy.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that was a.
I
Do you remember
I like
that?
them both.
Oh, do you remember the album name from Orgy? It was Candy Ass. By the way, the song they had on there called Stitches, I like better than Blue Monday. That was very, I mean, it was industrial, but it was glam
But
industrial.
it was radio-friendly industrial, and not a lot of acts have managed to pull that off. Like there's, yeah, Orgy's probably one of the racier ones.
Yeah.
You know, Nine Inch Nails, Tool, they had their hits, but and you had a Rammstein song to make it. But you're not listening to Skinny Puppy, Aphex Twin, or
Yeah.
Ministry on the radio after 1986, because they started life as new wave.
Yeah. We did a new wave episode. I don't think we did a new wave episode. We got to do a new wave episode because that's my guilt. That's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. I do enjoy.
What if there are no guilty pleasures? It's the shit you like, man.
Well, that's true. I wouldn't be.
That said, check out Oingo Boingo.
Oh.
That was oddly enough, Danny Elfman's band.
Man Who Sold the World. You like it? Do you like it better than the Bowie?
Definitely heard that one first. I like them both.
I do too,
Who
but I
knows?
do.
Not me.
Yeah. I did not realize the White Stripes covered Jolene. That's got to be interesting to here.
Yeah.
Oh, Where Did You Sleep Last Night, though, from Nirvana, Lead Belly cover. That's a great one.
Well, for what it's worth, the majority of Nirvana Unplugged were covers done really well.
Very well. Which was very strange. And actually, their set looked very much like a funeral. I wish they would bring back Unplugged, because there would be some great performances.
MTV would bring back music.
Oh, I tagged Emily in it. It was a MTV logo, except it said WTF, and under it says "Happened to music, playing music."
I saw one that was WTF, but it was a Mark Maron podcast mug.
Man, I'm jealous you got to meet him. But Segura's coming to Charlotte, and I want to go. Might buy a lot of tickets and then just bring all of the buddies with me. So you said Watchtower, but you didn't like American Woman. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Oh, here's a good bad one. Smash Mouth covering the Monkees. I'm a Believer.
That's really
atrocious.
Really bad. I didn't realize Blue Suede Shoes was a cover.
What, as in Elvis?
Elvis covered it, and it was originally by Carl Perkins.
I was going to say, famous for having ripped off a lot of the blues community to kick off his career.
True.
To go
blues
on.
And our African-American musical comrades. And Emily did not know Elvis had a twin.
Yeah, he ate him
Aaron.
in the womb.
Exactly.
Yeah, so he even took his name. That was his middle name.
Yep. Cocaine was a cover.
Oh, by Clapton?
Yeah.
That song's so rad.
Oh, yeah. It was originally called Baking Soda. Yep, that was a cover.
Song's all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, Dazed and Confused from Zeppelin was originally by Jake Holmes.
Oddly enough, I don't remember that song appearing in the soundtrack to the movie.
It very well should have been. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon.
Urge Overkill.
Yeah, and it was
that was
Neil
fantastic.
Diamond. Yes, that was on Pulp
killed
Fiction.
it. Yeah.
Which you finally saw all of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Girls Just Want to Have Fun was a cover. Robert Hazard is the one who did that originally in 1979. That is surprising. I didn't know that. Hallelujah, Jeff Buckley and Leonard Cohen, obviously. I didn't realize the Chili Peppers did Higher Ground.
Oh, yeah, that was fantastic.
I haven't heard it.
It's Bonkers McTavish from 87.
Oh, really? So it's on there like... No, it's on Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
I was getting that and Love Roller Coaster mixed up.
Yeah, that was on Freaky Styley.
So it was a Butthead soundtrack.
Yeah, I think it was on Freaky Styley with Navarro from Jane's Addiction on guitar, because Frusciante went crazy like for the first time out of many times. Frusciante's a fucking weirdo. Have you read into him at all? Like,
no, my brother did.
Can't Get No Satisfaction by Devo, and they did
what
they did it, but it was originally obviously the Stones. But I don't think I've heard that version. I Fought the Law from the Clash was a cover.
And Dead Kennedys covered that one too, as well as Viva Las Vegas.
Huh.
Trying to sing Viva Las Vegas, but having only listened to the Dead Kennedys version a bunch, did not help me trying to sing the Elvis version. Wait, what's that line about? Gotta coke up my nose to try away the snot.
Steve, we need to crack this one open. Tell everybody a little bit about this one.
This is the Black House Modern Times beer, coffee roasty stout.
Coffee Styley.
Coffee Styley.
I didn't realize.
2 row kiln coffee, Munich flaked barley, pale chocolate roasted barley, crystal 60, midnight wheat oats. It's so great that you like coffee. I just love that about you. Speaking of which, you're holding an oatmeal coffee stout, positively redolent with coffee aroma and flavor. It kind of tastes like a chocolate-covered espresso bean, only drier and more like a beer. In effect, we're one of the only breweries in the world to roast our own coffee, which allows us to be extremely persnickety about which beans we buy and how we roast them.
I love that
Taste the persnicketiness.
Well, get down with the persnickety-ness.
You persnickety assholes. 75% Ethiopian, 25% Sumatran.
I didn't realize I Love Rock and Roll from Joan Jett was a cover. Originally by the Arrows, but not the Fire Arrows. Sorry, Plymouth. Worst cheers ever?
Ding.
Fuck, that's good.
That's why I bought all 3 of the 4-packs they had at the roast foods. This looks good. I should get all of them.
Man, I got to tell you, like, our livers are champions because we've thrown 3 very different things at them, and they just keep on going. They're like a not creepy Energizer bunny.
You know what the trick to this is, right?
Carrots?
Don't do it every day.
Oh, yeah.
Despite what those may think about me, oh no, the secret's out.
I Want Candy was a cover.
Bubblegum or taffy?
Laffy. Originally by the Strange Loves. No doctors. I Will Always Love You. I got to tell you, the Whitney version is better than the Dolly version. And I like Dolly Parton. I even like Whitney. By the way, cheers to Whitney Houston. She's been sober for several years now. There's Jolene again. Killing Me Softly. Oh, yeah.
I Will Survive by Cake.
I don't...
It's like the most awesomely depressing version of it.
Well, you've heard Killing Me Softly by the Fugees and Roberta Flack, right?
Yep.
I like the Fugees version the best. Grace Jones, she was very strange.
She was a bomb in Roger Moore's last movie, James Bond.
Oh, yeah. Louie Louie from The Kingsmen, written by Richard Berry, originally performed by Rockin' Robin Roberts and the Wailers.
What?
Yeah, I had no idea.
That's like, yeah, it got covered by Motorhead, too.
Which I imagine is probably
completely insane.
Yep. I didn't know Clapton did I Shot the Sheriff.
Yeah.
I gotta imagine it's probably not as good as the Bob Marley version. Or is it equally rad?
Chilled out.
Okay. There's so many. Jesus, there's so many.
Yep.
Like
Faith No More covered War Pigs.
True.
But more importantly, they covered Easy on a Sunday morning. The funniest part of that song is like right in this part that goes, ooh, hoo. He goes, ew.
Soundgarden covered Big Bottom from Spinal Tap. And it was it's funny to hear Chris go, beg of the caution. It's great. What was the other? Soundgarden covered Into the Void also. Sabbath.
Oh wow!
Oh, it was good.
Pantera covered Planet Caravan. I like
hated
neither of them.
Pantera also covered Cat Scratch Fever.
Yep,
and it was way better than
the Nuge.
Nuge is such a douche. He just like bleeds Fox News.
I think he predates them.
Yeah. What? Did you have any idea that one of your least favorite songs was originally done by Neil Diamond? Red Red Wine.
What?
Neil Diamond was the first one to do that. That is interesting. This is a great episode. I had no idea.
Like I was talking about the Coverville podcast that the dude's got 1,300 episodes of it. Well, this is how you do that.
What? Wait, wasn't he the singer of Whitesnake? David
Coverdale.
Robert Plant calls him David Coverversion because he thought he tried to steal his look.
Instead of Greta Van Fleet, that this copied Led Zeppelin's sound, and that's okay.
Yeah, well, I have actually. Here's a confession moment. I've not listened to any Greta Van Fleet.
Do it.
Respect from Aretha
like
Franklin.
Three brothers from Michigan that sound just like the band from England. Respect was originally done by Otis Redding, which I had no idea.
But here's the thing about sounding like.
Was it ever covered by Ali G? R-E-S-P-E-K. Respect.
If it not success, I would be execute.
Wrong character.
That's-
But man's.
Here's the thing about sounding like people. That always bothered me because if you as a singer, I sound how I sound. I can't if how I sing is how I sound. I can't. It's pretty obvious when you're trying to make yourself sound like somebody else. Scott Sapp. But if you sound like you can't really change that very easily, you know? I mean, so that always bothered me. Like, people that don't like Chevelle are just like, oh, it kind of sounds like, he kind of sounds like Maynard. I'm like, that's how he sounds, man. That's how he sings. And he's been doing it since 97. Like, you can't change it by now. I mean, we're going to see them Saturday. Chevelle and Breaking Benjamin.
I was like, Tool?
Chevelle and Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days Grace, but Adam Gontier's not with them, so who gives a shit? So,
saying Benjamin's broken.
Oh, no, that's 3 Days Grace that had Adam Gontier as the singer, and then he left, and he's with Saint Asonia now, and it sounds more like 3 Days Grace. So,
how little I know about any of these bands that you're spewing off, man.
You know the hits. Tori Amos did Smells Like Teen Spirit. She covered it. Can't imagine that sounds very good.
Or the entire rabbit hole of Weird Al covering Alternative Polka. Where he does like a whole bunch of songs at once.
Oh, yes.
Sped up with accordions.
Yes. Have you ever heard of the Cowboy Junkies?
Always rings a bell.
Okay. Okay. There's Tainted Love. Take Me to the River from Talking Heads, originally done by Al Green.
Dreadful because of that fish thing. I would sing the song to you. I'm a fucking fish and I'm not fucking funny.
Twist and Shout from the Beatles was originally done by the Isley Brothers. Because, of course, it was.
Just like Ferris Bueller? Or here.
Yeah.
The all covers from Eagle to Death Metal.
Oh, my goodness. Is it as good as it seems like it would be?
I really enjoyed it. One sounded like it got recorded over 10 cans in a string.
Turn the page. There's another. Metallica's version's way better. But I'm not a big Bob Seger fan. So.
But, yeah, Jesse Hughes' version of Beat on the Brat was cool because it got toned way down from the initial Ramones supercharged version.
Whiskey in a Jar, Metallica.
Then Lizzie.
Have you listened to Garage Inc?
Oh,
All
yeah.
the cover. It's good shit on there.
Dude, I still love Stone Cold Crazy more than Queen's version.
Yeah.
Walking down the street, shooting people that I meet. Fully loaded Tommy gun. Wee man's bad taste nowadays. Hey, I'm against school shootings.
Hey, it's a Thomas gun.
Unless it's fish in a barrel.
Yes, absolutely. Best cover on that, though.
So there goes my joke from the last second episode.
But I've got crabs. I've got lice. I've got the clap, and that ain't nice. So what?
The anti-nowhere league.
You and I will just create a string quartet version, tribute to the anti-nowhere league. See how well it takes off.
Pro somewhere league.
That's going to be the title of 39.
Oh yeah, Eddie covered Kenny Rogers Chicken Roasters finest.
I thought you were about to say Kenny Roggins.
Kenny Roggins. What was that you said about the gringo raised in China?
Holy shit. Just dropped this. Yes. Yeah. That's a great song. Yeah. That's a great one. You really got me.
Kinky.
Oh yeah, I like Van
Halen's version.
Yeah, definitely. You're No Good from Linda Ronstadt, originally by D.D. Warmick.
Then that was also done by Van Halen.
That is not as an inclusive list as I thought it would be.
Anthrax, perhaps the world's greatest cover band. Their version of London is what got me into the Smiths before I knew the evil surrounding that one.
Really? I was thinking of Bring the Noise. But that wasn't a cover. That was just a duet with Public Enemy. downtown. Shaka Khan. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Immigrant Song? What? Oh, it's on the girl with the dragon tattoo. There was a lot more.
There's our.
I kind of thought there would be more than that. Sound of Silence?
Sweet.
Do you like Disturbed's version better?
I like them both.
I do too. House of the Rising Sun from Five Finger Death Punch. I can tell you right now, I'm not going to like that version.
If all the things that'll make us envy the death.
Landslide from Smashing Pumpkins.
That was right.
Yeah.
I mean, I still prefer my Stevie because I have to.
You do. But have you ever seen, somebody said that Stevie Nicks' later years reminds them of when Jim Brewer used to do Goat Boy on Saturday Night Live. Do you remember when he did Christmas? He did Christmas carols as Goat Boy. It was fantastic.
That's hilarious.
Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Ooh.
I'm not a GNR fan, but
Yeah.
I fucking don't like Bob Dylan, so that...
The Spaghetti Accident I need to look back into because that's a bunch of punk covers that maybe I could appreciate that more now that I would know more of what went into that.
Is it Accident or Incident? The second one? Okay.
There's a reason everyone clamors for Appetite and the Use Your Illusions, and that's about it.
Fair enough. I didn't realize With a Little Help from My Friends is a cover.
What would you do if I sang out of tune?
That's one of the greatest sitcoms ever. I fucking love The Wonder Years. You watched a fairly good amount of that, didn't you?
A little bit here and there, and I think, if I recall correctly, that hasn't appeared on DVD or streaming platforms because the rights to the music is $unobtainium.
Yeah.
Much like you can find the old Beavis and Butthead cartoons, but the music videos have been removed.
Yeah.
Well, insert YouTube link here. Wink.
I thought about mounting the my phone with my iAudi on top of that speaker and have like
I'm sorry, what?
Mounting my phone, doing a live stream, and putting it on top of that speaker and pointing it this way. Maybe for 40. 40 will be a good milestone for that. So for 40 could work.
I still got 2 years.
Not that 40. Toby's going to be 40 this year. On the same day, Thomas turns 34. Which is like this is why astrology is bullshit. They have the same birthday, and they could not be any different in personality. I like to think I'm a mix of those two guys. The Pro Somewhere League. Steve, do you want to do a beer-related topic, or do you want to do the history of Jeep?
Jeep it up.
Jeep it up. You still have plenty of... Okay, wow, I still have plenty of beer, and you're way ahead of me. I need to catch up. So, I forgot who... Oh, it was the guys who come and watch us play sometimes in Monroe. They're really nice people. It's Darren and Jennifer, and they come and watch us, and Darren's really cool. Just a kind of a loudmouth country boy, and he just talks shit back to me. Like, he showed up, and over the mic, I was like, "Hey, Darren, what's up?" He's like, "Man, I ain't seen you in a long time." I was like, "I don't recognize you without you being naked and on your knees right in front of me." Okay. We have a mutual understanding. But they're opening a new place, and I've already forgotten the point of this fucking story.
Derifer.
Yep,
doing something.
Yep, I've literally already forgotten
something about a sick duck joke.
That joke. But god damn it, Jeep. Oh, he has a Wrangler, and he's like, "You got the Cherokee right there, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "You like it better than the Wrangler?" And I went, "Well, Barbie never drove a Cherokee." He got touche, man, touche. I know the history of the XJ, but Jeep came out was World War II, right? The Willis?
1941.
41.
Gray's Wrangler has that stamped on the dashboard.
Okay.
So yeah, they celebrated their 75th anniversary a couple years ago, which is kind of funny that now the baby Jeeps are rebadged Fiats. Hey, remember Mussolini? Oh, that was cool.
Now we're teaming up. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to take over and then use your own shit, not use their shit.
It was like the first episode of Clarkson Top Gear with the Pagani.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not since World War II that you've seen the Germans and the Italians team up for such power.
I do like when they explain things about Italian automakers. Like James was talking about, it's like Mercedes spends millions of dollars to find out where that button goes. He said, you just feel like at Ferrari or Maserati, somebody rolls out of bed at 10 a.m. and shows up and goes, here it is okay. Did you see the Grand Tour where they toured, I forgot where Joseph Stalin was born, but they toured the house he grew up in? And they were talking.
And I'm woefully behind on Grand Tour.
Oh my God, they were talking, and James tried to open something, and he goes, oh shit! He goes, I broke in Stalin's house, and they crack up. And Jerry goes, broke in Stalin's house. But that is weird. Pagani they were Italian and German, and we got German and Japanese. Now we got the old Axis going on with this new Supra, which is ugly, and it's just a Z4. You don't like the new Supra at all, do you?
The transmission had the ball dropped, and the styling really makes me wish it had a rhinoplasty.
You too, huh? It doesn't look like a Z4, and it doesn't look like a Supra. It's ugly. I mean, frankly, it's ugly. At least the new Vet it looks like a Corvette.
I'm not going to say it made the final generation Celica look good, but certainly less bad. Because I really still don't like those weird jet fighter ones either.
I dated a girl who had a GT version. Not the one with the big squared off spoiler, but she had the GT, the one, she had that body style, just had the regular little wing in the back.
For the longest time, the Celicas were GT and GTS, and the GTS was the one with my engine in it.
Right, but it had all the weird shit all over it. But I mean, they were pretty quick. I mean, but I remember the commercials where the old man was walking by in a walker and it was parked on the side. It was, slow down, this is a neighborhood. And my buddy Josh Hagler was like, yeah, that's a good ad campaign. Buy our car, it looks fast. He had GT Mustang at the time though, so. And I've had my story on though, and he would get something to make his car faster. I would get something to make mine faster, and it was just like an arms race until we got too old to care anymore. Jeep was 41, and it was the old Willis Jeeps. And then I think after the war, there was a demand for civilian Jeeps, which birthed CJ, which is they had I think five was first. CJ5 was first, right?
No, there is such a thing as CJ2, 3, maybe 4, 5. Don't know 6, 7, and 8.
I knew of 5 and 7. I did not know of 8.
The 8 was a scrambler. The basically a Jeep CJ7, but with a longer back end. Kind of what became the early Wrangler Unlimited.
Oh.
Just a stretch Jeep.
Right. Well, they made the extended 2-door ones, and they were weird looking.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't imagine.
Laugh all you want. They're not cheap now.
No, they're not. Well, no, Wrangler tax is a real thing. Like you can, and the thing too is,
switch tax. What?
The brand new ones are a little different. Have you seen? They're not.
There's no mistaking what it is, but to the untrained eye,
it looks exactly the same.
But it's like, oh, it's a new one.
No more zip up windows though. It actually they slide into place and lock from the inside, so you can't just get into them anymore if you wanted to.
Yeah. Well, it just takes more effort. What?
Yep. World War II Jeep, 1941. Mr. Esteban was correct, arguably making them the oldest four-wheel drive mass-produced vehicle known as an SUV.
I'm sorry, what about the Chevy Suburban in 1938, or were those not four-wheel drive that early on?
I don't think they were. Probably not.
It was really funny seeing a 92 Suburban on 485 today and how tiny that looked next to just an F-150 going by.
Mm-hmm. Or my Jeep beside any modern sedan, which is...
Yep.
Even yours isn't that much bigger, wider. Mine just has a lot more ground clearance.
Mine basically sits like a 90% CX-5.
I like the way CX-5 looks, actually. But...
Too bad it's the Gutless Supreme.
Yeah, it's woefully underpowered. And the ones you could get with a stick were still woefully underpowered. And I think it's still front drive based.
Yeah. It's still based off the Mazda 3.
Right.
But this isn't Mazda talk. Whoops.
Yes. So, by the way, and everybody says the World War II Jeeps and everything, and even the CJ5s, they look so cool, and they do. You don't really want to drive one of those.
No.
They're not particularly comfortable. There's the dash of a World War II era Jeep. Everything you need, some things you do need and you don't have.
And that pretty remained unchanged until 1995. That was no airbag, and your gauges were just low and off center, just out of the way. Like,
yep.
Is it going? Then what's the problem?
The old Clarkson with TVRs, like they don't put airbags in it, and their solution is just, well, don't crash.
I must have gotten 50 of those airbag recall notices for my car at this point in time, and still haven't done it.
Emily hasn't done it either.
You know, Kellen refuses to ride it with me in my car until I get it fixed.
Really? Wow.
Because it's the passenger airbag, and she
Just
won't
disable
drive the car. Yeah,
there's a fuse.
Liars.
There's got to be a fuse.
Hmm?
So just take the fuse out.
He's like, I don't need an airbag there. Having a second glove box, though, that's where it's at.
I like the way you think, Steve.
Best idea I had all day. Like, everything else has gone wrong today. So
no, the computer came back on, and that's all that matters.
Well, like at the printer fixed too earlier. It's just... It's not been an easy day.
Well, yeah, mine has been, but my yesterday was shite.
Since when is Tuesday the 13th a thing? Because that's what today has been.
That's where Jason kills you wearing a... I don't know where I was going with
that. a catcher's mask instead of a hockey mask.
That's just a catcher's mitt. He kills you with a catcher's mitt. Wow, okay, the cost per vehicle in 1945 for a CJ2A from Willis was $648.74.
They should have made it the initial Apple's price, because that would be hilarious.
Produced 640,000 Jeeps toward the war effort, which accounted for approximately 18% of all the wheeled military vehicles built in the U.S. during the war. Neat.
Wow.
Jeeps were used by every service of the U.S. military. An average of 145 were supplied to every infantry regiment. That's nuts. Would even run on railway tracks with suitable wheels that were supplied. An amphibious Jeep, the GPA, or the SEEP, the C Jeep, was built for Ford in modest numbers, but it could not be considered a huge success. It was neither a good off-road vehicle nor a good boat. This is on Wikipedia.
You had to give it about a decade before the Amphicar became a thing.
Yes.
Even then, still was not.
No, as part of the war effort, nearly 30% of all Jeep production was supplied to Great Britain and to the Soviet Red Army. How boss would that be to be in Russia and see a Red Army spec Jeep that's still running over here? Although somebody probably fucking lotto swapped it, which is hilarious and terrible. And I would still be interested.
It's not exactly Cuba with, hey, it's like, yeah, go there, check out all the old cars. They've been converted to run on kerosene. You don't want those old cars. It's an island and not a big one.
So, Jeep has been widely imitated around the world, including in France and
Mahindra.
And in Japan by Mitsubishi and Toyota. The Land Rover was inspired by the Jeep. The utilitarian good looks of the original Jeep have been hailed by industrial designers and museum curators alike. The Jeepney in the Philippines. What is a Jeepney?
Kind of a cabish thing.
It's a cab. It's a cab in the Philippines. The Jeep. That's hilarious.
Yep. Back when Facebook supported third-party applications, how I could keep posting things via weird shit.
Yes.
One was Jeepney. Like, I'm unaware of that being a thing, so that's how and why I know. That's why a Jeepney is effectively a bus.
Yep, I would update my status via a toaster. It was posted via was the one that you told me about back in the day. God,
and
we've
then
known each other
eventually
a while.
that's all been snuffed.
06? You and I met 06, 07? Something.
I guess right about the time you were playing at Saucer, back when that was still a thing.
Some ridiculous amount of time ago.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Jeep went into. Well, they were pretty successful. There's a lot of shit on here. Okay, so here we are in. Go away. After the war, Willis did not resume production of its passenger car models, choosing instead to concentrate on Jeeps and Jeep-branded vehicles, launching the Jeep Station Wagon in 46, the Jeep Truck in 47, and the Jeepster in 48. An attempt to re-enter the passenger car market in 1952 with the Willis Aero sedan proved unsuccessful. That isn't horrible looking. It's weird. It looks like a Trabant that's brown. That's a Willis.
Wow.
That's not bad.
And yes, it does look Trabanti.
That's the guitar player for Mark Trabanti. Oh, it's Mark Trabanti. Never mind. You don't get the reference, do you? I failed you. Wow, okay. That sedan proved unsuccessful. Ended up with the company's acquisition by Kaiser Motors in 1953.
And that's
Kaiser Jeep.
Proto AMC, if I recall correctly.
And then American Motor Corporation, AMC, in turn purchased Kaiser's money-losing Jeep operations in 1970 for $70 million in 1970.
Woo-wee!
That was some serious cheddar. 76, Jeep introduced the CJ7, replacing the CJ6, as well as crossing 100,000 civilian units in annual global sales for the first time. And then everybody's favorite French automaker, Renault, began investing in AMC in 79. And then during this period, Jeep introduced the XJ Cherokee, its first unibody SUV. Global sales topped 200,000. However, the replacement for the CJ Jeeps by the new Wrangler line in 1986. The year I was born, the Wrangler started. Sorry, guys. Marked the start of a different era. 87, the automobile markets had changed, and Renault itself was experiencing financial troubles. At the same time, Chrysler Corporation wanted to capture the Jeep brand, and so they bought them an AMC.
That K-car money, yo.
Exactly. Until December 15th, 2014, when Chrysler folded into Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, FCA US LLC.
Interesting there's no mention of the Daimler years in that.
98 to 07, Daimler Chrysler, and there was too much shit to sift through. So.
It's like, good news, you can get one of those Wranglers with a 6-speed. Bad news, it's made of glass.
And it's made by Mercedes. And it bolts right up to my Cherokee, and you still don't want to do it. And nobody's done it because they know it's a bad idea. Stick with the what you know. So ownership chronology was Willis Overland was 44 to 53. 53 to 64 was Kaiser Jeep, calling themselves Willis Motors.
Awkward because they just defeated the Kaiser's people.
Fair enough. 64 to 70 was Kaiser Jeep and no Willis Motors. 70 to 87 was AMC, with Renault controlling production in 1986 only. 87 to 98 was Chrysler. So mine is a Chrysler. It's got Chrysler, the star on it everywhere.
Pentagrams. Pentastar.
Well,
whatever.
An upside down pentagram.
Huh?
Daimler Chrysler 98 to 07. 07 to 09 Chrysler LLC. 09 to 2013 Chrysler Group LLC. And then 2014 Fiat. Ugh. A lot of cool stuff. That, say what you want about them. And I'm not a big Wrangler fan, but there's plenty fucking of them. And you can buy it now and drive it for free. And as long as you don't roll it or hilariously modify it to the point of stupefaction, you're going to get exactly what you paid out of it because it holds its value very, very well. They call it the JK tax on the XJ forums.
Like the most unfortunate thing with Jeeps, the Wranglers, the angry face front ends.
That's
so terrible.
Horrible. It does make me envy the blind. Steve, I got
there was such a thing as a two-wheel drive Wrangler briefly. For some reason, that did not sell well.
I can't imagine why. And my buddy Matt Henson, whom I have not seen in probably 10 years, had a two-wheel drive Wrangler. And he was supposed to, before I had to go take a piss break, Thomas and me and Matt and a guy we know named John, they were going to, Thomas and I were going to ride together, John and Matt were going to ride together, and he rolls over in his two-wheel drive Jeep. He's like, it's acting up on me. Can you just drive us? So me and the three other guys packed all of our hiking stuff, all our packing stuff for a 4-day, 3-night. This was inaugural cabin trip number 1 in my Maxima, which looked like it had the Carolina squat going on because there was so much shit in the back of it.
Our dumb state.
Sorry, guys. For every one of those you get a PD Pablo where you spin your shirt around your head like a helicopter. That was a fun trip, and you know what happens when you smoke a cigar that was stale and shouldn't have been smoked?
Your car is going to smell like that
not in the car
cigar until further notice.
In the mountains. I was so sick from smoking that. Like, Matt was so nice. He got me a wet washcloth and put it over my forehead. It was just awful. And that was the one where Thomas forgot his swimming trunks and got in the hot tub in his jeans. And it was so cold outside. Like, he left his jeans outside and his jeans froze. I got in the hot tub naked because I didn't have mine either. So, got to be honest with you, man. Still pulling parts of my dick out of my body from that night because it was fucking like -8-degree wind chill night, and with 4 dudes in a hot tub. No balls touched, so not gay. So, Steve, what are we drinking now?
Highwire Strongman Coffee Milk Stout.
That's it? Yep, that's it. The man on the front has a mermaid tattoo on his left bicep. He has the weird, like the black people chest hair where it's really curly, but he's clearly a white guy. And he has a dumbbell in his hand that's the size of like a full, bench press bar, and it says 500 on it. And I don't know what
500 what?
500 units of any kind of measurement. How is it?
Not the best work.
Really? Good.
Well, glad I bought one of these and not all of them.
Steve, that's a miss.
That's I fear that one's gone bad.
God damn, that's fucking horrible. Brewed and bottled by 3 Ring Brewing Company in Asheville, North Carolina. And, high wire's usually very strong.
And, for what it's worth, it could just be not going bad. Well, imagine if you left milk out in the lights for a while. That's about what this one tastes like.
Yeah.
I think this could have, should have started life as something better. And
we don't have a lot of misses on this.
Well, here's one of them.
So, Steve,
So, if you happen to find yourself at the Mint Hill at 51 and 218, do not buy that off the clearance rack. Yeah.
We asked, this is vinepair.com. We asked 20 VinePair, I guess, of wine, Bob. We asked 20 brewers, what are the worst trends in craft brewing right now? I hope one of them says sours.
Pumpkins. What?
Well, okay. We're getting into pumpkin season, so at least I like the pumpkin beers.
I do too, but that's gotten very carried away.
Lactose in IPAs. I can't think of one right off the top of my head that has it, but that doesn't seem like a good mixture.
Yeah.
At all. These aren't even numbered. I thought it would be numbered. Whole pastries instead of constituent ingredients going into stouts. You're not even thinking about flavors anymore. You're just trying to do something for Instagram. Ethan Buckman, co-owner and head brewer of Stickman Brews. I like the name already.
You know what I like seeing on Instagram? Not beer being made. just give me the finished product.
Tired of breweries ignoring sexual harassment and sex. Okay, that's not what we were looking for. Apps and ratings are taking away from the human element. No, I want it like that's not what I was looking for. The slow pour pilsner. Seltzers in breweries. They did have a hard seltzer at Saucer last night. Mm-hmm. A hard seltzer and saucer. Seltzer.
I can add vodka to my seltzer just fine, thank you.
Yep, doesn't seem like a really, was glitter beer ever a trend?
What?
This is not what I thought it would be. Though, there's Thrillist, but I'm almost afraid to click on Thrillist or anything like that. Or
what, do you need to get a BuzzFeed for something more credible?
Exactly.
Just dumb shit's going to be on there.
Beer Advocate sounds...
better.
That sounds legit. Nope, that's the same fucking article as the other one. This is horse shit. What do we think? We already had this discussion too, but they need to concentrate more on the flavor instead of just let's make this as sour as possible. Let's make this as bitter as possible.
No.
Let's make it as good as possible.
What?
Why do you think everybody loves Red Oak so much? That's the go-to. Red Oak is the go-to.
And at the Red Oak Brewery, they have other options that you don't see points elsewhere. What's good, what's been around 25 years, that's what you get.
When did they start?
94.
It has been 25 years.
Them and Highland started in 94.
Oh, shit. And then Old Mac was 09?
Yeah. Which is funny to think of these things that feel like they've been around forever. No.
Nope.
No, they're not.
And Nantahala hasn't been around.
How long they've been around, though, but at least in that region more than most.
Okay, Google. When was Nantahala Brewing Company founded?
According to Wikipedia, the brewery was founded in 2009 by Chris Collier, Joe Rowland, and Ken Smith. It's located at 61 Depot Street, Bryson City, North Carolina, across the street from the Great Smoky Mountains Railroad train depot.
I think Joe Rowland is the one who always talks to us. The heavier
guy with the crazy beard.
The great beard, yeah. Really nice guy. We need to go up there and do that shit again. I think they do their Trail Magics in March, July, and October. That sounds right to me, not just because I said it. We need to go do that again. I can tell you
right away, October shot.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I'm so going to miss having you guys there in November, and I totally understand. They got to get hitched.
Yep.
Stephen K. got to get hitched, yo.
Too much other shit and too much other expenses, and we still don't know what the hell we're doing.
I got to be honest with you, man. I've been married 6 years, and I still don't know what I'm doing either.
Yeah, but at least got through that hurdle.
Well, let's be honest here.
Get by with help from your friends.
I got by with a little help from my in-laws. So, which
I didn't specify which.
True. Yeah, not my You know what I'm going to get when my parents die? Hey, your parents owe this much money for this house, so you either have to sell it or pay us. For sale. Corner lot.
Concern.
3 acres. Blah, 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 blah. Holy joy. I'm not looking forward to this beer at all.
You don't need to suffer through it. This is simply gone bad. There's no way it could be this bad from the get-go.
Let's see what the Untappd rating is on it, shall we? I'm going to pull this up because Highwire, I've never had a bad Highwire beer.
Yeah.
I've had ones I didn't prefer.
I think this is one that's simply gone bad rather than being a bad beer.
All right, so I've had the Strongman Milk Stout before, and I gave it a 4.
You liked it?
Yep. I wouldn't give this a 4.
I wouldn't give this a quarter.
It's beer, though. Do we pour it? Do we just set it to the side and crack open another one?
Yes. Fuck this. Life's too short to drink bad beer. Did Sam Adams teach you nothing?
Well, look, Steve, I have two. We're out of the ones you brought. So
Yeah.
I have a Taj
For
Mahal.
it's worth, it's a 6-pack, so now a 4-pack of these I have sitting in my fridge. I'm betting they're still fucked.
Ugh.
You'd rather have ranch dressing than this beer.
I would rather get my next paycheck in pennies and have the
Hey,
check be 1 cent less than I was supposed to make than drink this entire beer. I was seeing if they had a date on it, but I don't.
I could check the 6-pack holder at home.
Don't they normally like stamp a date on it or something?
Yeah, and time goes on, things get worn off.
Well, look, I have two to choose from. I have the Taj Mahal beer from India.
Yep.
And I have a Samuel Smith Organic Chocolate Stout.
Yep.
I'm okay with either sharing.
I can vouch that Taj is good.
All right. I don't have any pint glasses up here, but we have our whiskey glasses.
I think that'll work.
It's Nix's choice.
The Taj.
Let's do the Taj.
Because
then.
I'm standing closer to the fridge, right?
That's the rules. That house rules, man. Gonna be a short episode today, guys. We didn't have a whole lot of. Thanks, Chick-fil-A. We don't always eat fascist chicken, but when we do, it's got a gift card or somebody bought it for us. By the way, their Chick-fil-A sauce is fantastic, and all it is honey mustard and barbecue sauce mixed together. That's all it is. It's really fucking good. I've never had this beer before.
It's better sign that this one didn't explode upon opening, unlike these two time bombs did.
I think the guy on the front of this beer
also the
pissed in
artwork.
it.
The artwork is rubbish. If I want to see better artwork, I'll look at Anthrax's Fistful of Metal. That's woeful.
But not Dream Theater's 2001 effort.
Hey, it's unfortunate that what happened, but it looked cool.
It did. This is not the commercial that Double Mint Gum had in mind.
Live scenes from New York.
Double your pleasure. Steve and I are about to drink a Taj Mahal premium lager beer, slow brewed in India from the finest malt and hops, imported from India.
What?
And you can kind of tell that it's kind of a smaller operation because the label's crooked as fuck. So,
the effort's been put into the beer and the labeling.
I'm okay with that. This looks very light. It pours and looks more like a Pilsner than a lager, but hey, who am I to judge? I won't take away your hobbies.
Thanks, Marin. Yeah, I had this at Tamarind before they moved, and for being as light as it is,
4.5.
It's a good one.
4.5%. And it's brewed it's imported by American United Beer and Spirits Company in Larkspur, California. Larkspur, Larkspur, California. And it has a picture of the Taj Mahal on the front. And
what?
It looks more like a booby. So, cheers.
That D-cup Mahal, yo.
Yes. Hoppy lager. Yep. I will say, I wish there would be more IPLs coming out.
Okay.
The best one and a top 10 beer I've ever had was at the Late Three Spirits. They had an IPL, and it was brilliant.
I was really hoping to make it there in their ailing days and was too tied up with work and more work to do so.
Yep.
Oddly enough, last I drove through there, nothing's changed in that building. But good news, it was near the light rail. Bad news, not a light rail station.
Yep.
It was a mile from either station, never mind the train line was right in front of it.
Steve's favorite expression, nobody can find it. It's very safe.
Security through obscurity?
Yes. I'm surprised that
It's like, and if you're a business, that's a really bad idea.
I'm surprised Thirsty Nomad is still open and Three Spirits is not, because
Yeah.
Three Spirits was never super busy unless they had a big event going on we were playing, and they had like a trade show or something, which we did a couple of times jointly. But Thirsty Nomad is never, it's a ghost town. But I hope that place never fucking closes because it's so cool.
It's a cool spot.
Yeah, the mascot looks just like the owner, and I love it. It looks like an old speakeasy. And
I don't think speakeasies would have giant glass windows in the front.
okay, maybe I misspoke.
if this were underground, yeah, if there were, take away that fourth wall.
So what's the
then,
word I'm
yeah,
looking for? Where you have
tavern?
maybe 1800s tavern where you have just a very there's wood everywhere, and it's dark on the inside, and you have your derby top hatted barkeep right behind there, and it's very
steampunk theme.
It's very steampunky
without being obnoxious.
Cajun
about
New Orleans-y vibe on the inside without the dirt and the beggars.
Go ahead. Spell Chapatulas.
Can I try?
Good luck.
Look it up. I want to try this.
That was actually a brewery in New Orleans. And Kalen saw that and about choked when we went to Razoo's the other day.
I love Razoo's. And you know what, Beth, actually, as a native Louisianite, she says Razoo's has the best authentic food.
It's funny because our waiter last week said this is the only location of theirs outside of Texas.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna give it a shot. I want you, like, percentage wise, I want you to tell me how wrong I get it.
Okay.
So Chapatulas, right?
Yep.
CHOUPITOULLOUS.
You cease to have the leading T.
Oh, so it's like a czar.
And second L, and it ends in an A, not OU. Not bad.
Okay, fair enough.
I'd give it an 82%.
C's get degrees, man. Says the man who dropped out of college.
You too, huh? Is that why the job hunt's so hard?
No, well, look, you could start your way and be a grunt like I did, and then work your way up into retail management, or you could keep doing what you're doing and try to do something you actually want to do. So that's kind of what I'm. Yeah, I'm giving you the off mic. Do that and wait for something like that, so you don't have to be a slave to corporate America.
I'm gonna
like
start
that.
chewing on Alka-Seltzers just so I look rabid.
Chapatulas is a good choice, but every time I'm at Razoo's, I get stuffed fish because it's every ingredient I like. I think it's tilapia.
It's the surf and surf.
Yeah, tilapia.
Tilapia's bad for you. Apparently, mercury's delicious.
Fuck yes. Mercury is delicious. Tilapia
Why
with
go out of business?
Garlic and
Fuck you,
butter,
Ford.
garlic butter sauce on top, but the fish is stuffed with crab, real crab, and then all of that's on a bed of
I would carrot stuff
rice.
with pollock.
Fuck yeah, Jackson Pollock.
Yes. Well, that's what goes into imitation crab.
Fair enough. Yeah, this is real crab, and I'm so jealous you're going to go to Rhode Island. I want you to get some authentic, like, New England clam chowder while you're there, and see what the hubbub is about, and see if it actually is worth the 2-hour flight.
first time I will have been anywhere near there in 18 years.
You've been to Boston, right?
Boston, March of 01.
What is it with you and going to places you couldn't really fully enjoy yet?
Better opportunities and more time.
Fair. Emily was in Vegas when she was like 15, which is silly to take a family trip. I don't even know if it was a family trip or not, but they all ended up in Vegas, and then yeah.
How about that Hoover Dam, y'all?
Can I get some damn bait? Take all the damn pictures you want. That's a horrible but awesome fucking movie. I love Vegas Vacation. Put $1 in, I got a car. Put $1 in, I got a car. Nick Papagiorgio works in the software business. that was his when he got his fake ID. He's like, "Your name's Nick Papagiorgio. You're in the software business." What a great! Here's confession time too. All the National Lampoon movies. Which ones have you seen?
Kind of the obscure ones. Oh no!
Even the obscure
but as far,
ones.
Like Vacation, Christmas Vacation, Vegas Vacation, European Vacation, Van Wilder.
Was
Animal
Euro Trip?
House.
Was Euro Trip a? I think it was.
Fourth Leg of Podcast.
Well, look, I've only seen. I've seen Van Wilder. Although admittedly it's been since I was in high school. I've seen that one. I've seen Vegas Vacation. I have seen Euro Trip, if it is one. I've never seen Christmas Vacation. Never seen Christmas Vacation.
You might need.
I've never seen the original.
Well, I'm going through the list here. Animal House. Duh.
I haven't seen that one.
Class
I have
Reunion.
not seen.
Never heard of that one. Movie Madness. Never heard of that one. Vacation. Naturally. Joy of Sex. Never even heard of that one.
Experienced it.
It got 3.6 out of 10 stars. So, how do you mess up a movie named that? Are you cocking serious? European Vacation, Christmas Vacation, Loaded Weapon. So the Die Hard and Lethal Weapon parody. I think I saw that one a while ago. Senior Trip. Don't recall.
I remember that one, but I don't remember watching it. That was back in the Tom Green days of weird, wonderful.
Yeah. 95, so that'd be early.
That's
Brain of So. Like, stars Matt Frewer, Valerie Mulhaly, Louis Dane, and Tommy Chong.
what?
I only know Tommy Chong out of that list.
Oh my god!
Vegas Vacation, Golf Punks. Never heard of that. 4.2, starring Tom Arnold. Secondary Van Wilder, Party Liaison 02. Also starring Ryan Reynolds, Tara Reid, Tim Matheson, and Kyle Penn.
Tim Matheson sounds familiar.
I think he was one of the guys in Animal House. Replicate.
Okay, this really obscure.
Blackball. Jake's Booty Call. Gold Diggers. Dorm Days. Barely Legal. Remember that. And somehow for that movie. Going the Distance. The Almost Guys. Adam and Eve. Cattle Call. Electric Apricot. Pucked. Van Wilder 2, The Rise of Taj, Totally Baked, The Beach Party at Threshold of Hell. That's just way too long a title. TV, the movie. Homo Eroticus. Bag Boy. 1, 2, Mini. as in digit, and then the other mouse. Robodoc. The Legend of Awesomus Maximus. Retko, the Dictator's Son. Transylmania.
Nice.
Dirty Movie. Snatched. Disco Beaver from Outer Space. I think IMDb's just making this shit up now.
Yeah, there's no way that's real.
Attack of the 55'2" Women. Chet back when she's 5'3".
Oh, yes. That's good stuff.
Favorite Deadly Sins. Tad's Week Off. The Don's Analyst. Men in White. Thanksgiving Family Reunion.
Jesus.
Christmas Vacation 2. Cousin Eddie's Island Adventure.
Why?
2.7.
Oh, that's a new low.
Professor Pepper's School of Good Stuff. TV movie. Wannabes. TV movie. National Lampoon television show Lemmings Dead in Concert. 73 video. And this is just getting more and more that I've never heard of this. And it's just not looking any better.
It does not sound like it.
No. Not item 63. Van Wilder, freshman year, 2009 video, 5.3.
There's as many of those as there is now. That's what I call music volume X.
And I think I'd rather watch the movies.
I would rather watch the movies also, because either that, the Kids Bop, like some of the songs on Kids Bop had no business being on Kids Bop. Like the "Follow Me" song from Uncle Kracker is about.
It's a shit song anyway.
It's a shit song anyway, but it's about somebody cheating on their spouse with you. And there's a bunch of kids singing it. I'm not worried about the ring you wear.
What are we doing making this podcast when Song Ruiner would be way more fun?
Look, man, we got the technology. As long as the technology holds up, we got the technology.
I've got a spare that looks essentially similar.
But this is the convertible small model. The big model is going to look like the one that took us to the moon in 1969.
No. What they mean by convertible means you can mount this thing sideways.
Ooh. Wait. Which kind of mount?
You pull one of them CD drives out of this thing, you can mount it any way you see fit, brother.
Nice mount me hat. Mount me? Well, maybe after a couple drink. Varsity Blues.
That's been a minute.
It's a good minute, though. Billy Bob's dead. The guy who played Billy Bob. He lost a bunch of weight. And no, not that guy.
Wait,
then he
what?
died.
No, he's immortal.
Yes, he is. And I think he was on WTF maybe 2 years ago.
Thornton, or the actor who played Billy Bob in the thing? Yes,
Thornton.
And yes, he was.
And
it's like he
interesting
was
guy.
He was not prepared for that level of fame.
Is anybody? Could you imagine overnight if this for some stupid reason, if this podcast took off and then people found out who we are and they were all like, personally, I would love it. But personality types play into this. I crave attention, which is why I like being on stage. So that's right up my wheelhouse. Whereas
I'm content doing a karaoke song once every 6 months. I guess I have a backlog to fill on that one.
Well, we could all go karaokeing with off mic.
We automatically sound better.
We said it best when we say nothing at all. Allison Krauss and Union Station. That's the band.
Huh?
You say it best when you say nothing at all. That was Alison Krauss in Union Station.
Planned on something.
Fair.
Did you get my letter? No. And I hope it sounds better than this song does.
So you leave for Rhode Island
Slaughter Day the 24th.
24th. So that's a Saturday.
Next week's gonna be kind of fucked.
So, how long are you going to be gone?
About a week.
I say we do another one next week.
That's not gonna look terribly good, by the way. Prior to, I'm on dog setting detail in mornings and evenings.
Where?
Matthews, the sea people, taking the kids to Disney.
I can help you.
They can catch themselves a mouse.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, I guess we could wait. I don't like waiting 3 weeks because I like doing this so much, but we might have to wait 3 weeks.
That'd be easier. I did do extra stuff.
What you doing this Sunday?
Nothing. That could actually work.
I say we do episode 40 this Sunday.
Okay.
Same time, same channel.
Frankly, sooner could be better.
Interesting. I get off of work theoretically at 2:30.
Okay.
That might actually work. You might actually get 2 in the span of 5 days.
Suckers.
Wait, what kind of suckers? Are we talking blow pops, dum-dums?
Or the blow pops.
Or about the little ones you get the doctor or the doctor, not the dentist. They don't want to give you sugar. Actually, they should want to give you sugar so they can work on your teeth.
That would be the dentist giving you sugary ones.
Yes. What the little ones that just the plain plastic wrap, the green, red, or
that.
But there's no other colors but green and red. It's like Christmas all the time in Candyland.
I've seen them purple or orange once in a while.
Christmas in Candyland. That's either a great band name or a porn name.
Something board game. What?
Candyland was a weird game. That was a weird board game. Operation, not a board game, also a weird game.
It's kind of a board, and you know how much easier that game is to play with the batteries out?
By the way,
I think this is how you prepare to work in a morgue.
We're playing at yes. We're playing at Pilot Brewing again. Sunday the 25th.
Oh.
You'll be gone.
Super drunken Rhode Island then.
And we were talking to the people. It's like, it's weird to see a normal sized Jenga set because everywhere has the giant Jenga set. So now we're
going to find a tiny Jenga set.
No, our idea is to make giant versions of all of your favorite family board games. We have giant Uno where the cards are this big. Giant Mousetrap. Scale size to an actual mouse.
That was the best, worst slots game.
Giant Operation with a overdosed homeless man you found on the side of the road.
Go on.
We could have...
I call it the Harvest.
Giant Monopoly, which is called Life.
Giant Life, which is called Monopoly. You know how confusing it was when I discovered not all split levels look like shit?
Exactly. Giant Sorry. Getting naked at your company Christmas party is a giant sorry. Allegedly. Right, Steve?
What's a Christmas party?
We used to get a Christmas bonus.
What's a bonus?
We used to get 4% of our salary as a Christmas bonus. And then it went to 2%. And I went, well, guys, that's the end. That's the last bonus we're going to get. And guess what?
It was. Don't you hate it when you're right?
Sometimes I do. Steve, it's time to eat Mexican food after drinking Indian, British beer, and bourbon, and Dr. Pepper, and coffee stouts, and shitty high wire beer. Are you disappointed in that?
Hey, it was in clearance rack. You got to hedge your bet somehow. Usually, my clearance rack purchases pan out better than this does.
Yeah.
Instead of my gambling. Ugh.
Well, look, they can't all be zingers. Some of them have to just be regular Twinkies. Steve, this one's in the books. Maybe Sunday. Sunday will probably work. It's pre-football. It's pre your trip. It's pre-Hell Week. So,
Ball's of no concern to me.
it is to me, unfortunately.
Sucker.
Sometimes I wish, like I let sports affect my mood too much because I want my teams to win because they never do. So it's kind of like it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. But
dude, you need to go to Vegas. By the way, they had entire rooms and arenas dedicated to sports betting.
I don't bet on sports.
Well, if you did. They've got generous facilities to do so.
The reason
it's like this could make sports interesting for me.
The reason I don't do that, and the reason I don't bet on sports at all. I have no control over that. At the poker table, I have absolute control over how I play my hand. If I don't have the best hand, I can still position-wise, if I'm in late position.
You are totally putting Kenny Rogers' advice to work, aren't you?
Okay.
You know when to hold, know when to fold.
Know when to walk away, know when to run. Don't ever count your money when you're sitting at the table. Kenny Rogers is scary looking now. Like he had the old facelift, and he permanently looks surprised all the time. He looks like a really surprised Santa Claus all the time.
Kind of amazing. The favorite thing in Vegas, the 4-player Pac-Man machine. Did I tell you about that last one?
Yes.
That was so cool. I lost my money more slowly on that one, but that was fun.
I'm writing permanently smiley Santa down on my notes. Steve, it's time to eat tacos. And for Steve and all the good stuff in the world, my name's AJ.
I'm still Steve for Applejacks. Good night, everybody.
We will see you Sunday, and that's it. Taco time. Later.
Toodles. 40 dollars?
40 dollars?
Whatever.